I don't have nothing holding me back. I don't have a spouse. I don't have a girlfriend. There's nothing stopping me from giving it everything that I got. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Tehran Jackson from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Atlanta. I'm looking for basically a coach, somebody to help me navigate through the shark waters of the insurance business.
Were you put on Vector?
I cleared it.
You were on Vector and then you cleared it out? So you're looking for a fresh start. What happened?
Can I challenge you a little bit?
Go ahead.
Going on Vector, getting jobs and having no sales, but still saying you're fully committed, isn't true.
I got you.
Not yet.
We all have fallen. We all have made mistakes. We all have screwed up. This young man is willing to stand there and say, I've made the mistakes, I've done whatever, and I need coaching to make sure that I don't make those mistakes again.
Let me help a little so they have some context.
Okay, good.
All right. Why didn't you show up for the Ultimate Agent?
Because of the debt situation.
And I had 400 leads for you. I was ready, and 4 days before, Teron backs out on me.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I had no idea that.
So Teron, I don't know. I don't know if you're up for it.
My name is Cody Askins. I own and operate multiple seven-figure businesses, and this is Agency Investors.
So we're looking for a $50,000 investment for 10% of the company.
The stakes are high and the opportunities are even higher. 5 titans of the insurance industry are here to make or break the dreams of ambitious agents.
Tell me you talked to your partner before you came about specifics.
I'm out. Thank you anyway.
Meet Brandon Todd, a risk-taking visionary who revolutionized the insurance industry. Edward Pritchett, a master of networking and recruitment. Cassidy Arbelli, a strategic genius with a proven record of empire building. And Dr. Billy Williams, an analytical mastermind renowned for his ability to identify potential where others see none.
This is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Ooh, my nerves are still just kind of.
Here at Agency Investors, these giants of the game don't just invest in companies, they invest in people.
So you don't need any money?
Oh no, I got. Yeah, I do.
Can I stop you?
Go ahead.
Dude, I love you, Will, but you're driving me nuts.
I'm sorry, let me shut up.
They're on the lookout for the next big thing in insurance. Their time is valuable, and they're ready to invest.
We want to invest. We've got the funds, we've got the resources.
The goal of this is to help you in some way.
I'm ride or die with
I will
this.
give you $1 for 100% of your business, but you can't come with it.
Our entrepreneurs today must impress them, not just with their ideas, but with their drive, their passion, and their willingness to push the limits. This is Agency Investors.
So Tehran Jackson, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm gonna be pitching basically more so for mentorship, somebody to help me with a business strategy. I think that they could provide me with the actual navigation that I need to help me go through the shark-infested waters of the insurance business. I don't have nothing holding me back. I don't have a spouse. I don't have a girlfriend. There's nothing stopping me from giving it everything that I got. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tehran Jackson from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Atlanta. I'm definitely here to secure mentorship, and I'm looking for basically a coach, somebody to help me navigate through the shark waters of the insurance business. What I bring to the table, fully committed. No girlfriend, no significant other.
Just said committed. No.
That's actually very important.
That's important.
That's actually
I like
very,
it. I
very
like it.
important.
I don't know.
Year to date, no current sales, but the reason being I had dissolved the contract with my last IMO, and there was some chargeback debt, but I cleared it all myself. So I have a fresh contract, fresh start, and I'm just waiting for the right partner to be able to just go full-fledged into the business.
Were you put on Vector?
I cleared it.
You were on Vector and then you cleared it out? So you're looking for a fresh start. What happened?
I worked for a pretty good company, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they kind of enabled me to a point, because there was a lot of things behind the scenes that I didn't know about that they did. I think they did it out of generosity, not to cripple a person. And so there were some things that I didn't know, like there was some debt that I didn't even know was there. Because when I tried to go back into the business, that's when I realized, like, hey, Vector is saying that we can't give you a contract because you had that debt. So I contacted them, and they gave me all the carriers to contact, and I went on and cleared the debt.
How much debt was it?
It was up to about $6,000.
About $6,000. And that was just from chargebacks?
Different companies, though, yeah.
From several different companies? How long did it take you to pay it back?
1 month.
And where did you get the money from?
Hard work.
Hard work.
Yeah.
In different business or
2 jobs.
2 jobs?
Yeah.
Tell me what they were.
I'm still working them.
What are they?
Okay, so one is Empire Distributors. It's like the 4th largest distributor of alcohol in the country, and BSG. So they actually, they're like the one of the most leading in technology as far as like people that make like home brew. So like people that make like their own kind of wine or their own kind of beer.
How long have you been in the industry?
Been in the industry. When I sold before, I did 5 consecutive years in the industry, but overall, I spent about 8 years investing in and learning about the life insurance and health insurance business.
Got it. Can I challenge you a little bit?
Go ahead.
Going on Vector, getting jobs and having no sales, but still saying you're fully committed, isn't true.
I got you.
Not yet. Fully committed means I'm producing, I'm all in, and I'm getting results.
I'll push back on that, man. If what he's saying is true, he and a lot of people don't understand what happens when they're getting in the business. They don't, their quality business isn't good. They get some chargebacks. They may not understand it. Assuming everything he's saying is true, and then he found out about that, worked 2 jobs, paid off $6,000 worth of chargeback debt in 1 month.
I love that. But also, you should know about it. Fully committed means I know about my debt, and it doesn't go to Vector. Now, I love that you solved it. That says a lot about your character, because there's a lot of people in the industry that left. There's millions of agents that left freaking chargebacks and Vectors for Edward Pritchett to deal with, right? You took care of it, which is awesome. But I'm pushing back a little bit because, dude, I know you, I've seen you before, and you've got, we also have a little bit of a past, right? Personally, together, that we may or may not get into. But I'm saying that because, dude, you're well-dressed, you're well-spoken, you're really freaking sharp and impressive, but you're not getting the results in your life that you should be.
Yeah, 8 years.
Which is why he's here. So from that standpoint, I just want to remind everybody that we all have fallen. We all have made mistakes. We all have screwed up. We've all wish we could go
Still
back
do.
and change.
And we still, exactly, and we still do.
And we still do. The difference is this young man is willing to stand there and say, I've made the mistakes, I've done whatever, and I need coaching to make sure that I don't make those mistakes again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I think we
with
should
that.
stop looking at that back, because he cleared that up.
Yeah.
And I think we should take him from where he is today and go, how am I going to move you forward? What
And how
is it
many
that we're
people
looking
lead
forward?
with that? How many people lead with the negative? Say, look, this is what happened in my life, and I cleared it up, and I want to start that. So that's admirable
Exactly.
that you do that.
So I want to
get the
let me-
objection out of the way
Let me
later
Let me
instead
help
of
a
us
little.
doing a deal.
Let me help a little so they have some context.
Okay, good.
Okay?
All right.
Why didn't you show up for the Ultimate Agent?
Because of the debt situation, and then also because remember I
We could have cleared that in 2 or 3 days.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly didn't know that. Let me tell you why. Because
And be totally honest.
I'm gonna
'cause,
be
dude,
totally honest.
You're like, dude, I want mentorship and coaching. I was gonna spend a week with you.
see, I didn't know that. But look, before that, and this is the only thing.
I like Teron,
no,
bro.
No,
I like
That's the
Teron.
only thing. See, I don't like throwing nobody up on the bus, but I'm gonna keep it all the way.
Keep it 100.
All right.
Do your thing.
So, the person that I'm contracted to lives in Peoria, right? So the communication, he got like 30 agents on Zoom. I'm gonna be honest with you, trying to talk to him is like trying to throw a rock at Dallas Stadium from here. Am I making any sense? And I hate saying stuff like that because I'm like, hey, I need more information because like I'm really like ready to go. And when the debt came, I cleared it. I'm like, hey, look, I'm ready to go. So then he was like, you know what? You need to have like $3,800 to invest in these new virtual leads. He was saying, the old system of what you done before, it don't work like that no more. So I'm taking, what he's saying, like, okay, well, I need to get this money up. So now I'm already working one job, so I added a second job, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me get this money up and let me get to where I could put myself in the best possible position to, and I don't want to call his name, me and you both know who I'm talking about, right?
I do.
So then by the time it came to, the show, so I'm like really like a week out. So when I told Cody, I said, look, Cody, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I don't have the money for the leads. I don't have what I need to put myself in the best position because I'm like this. I hate losing. You know what I'm saying?
And I had 400 leads for you. I was ready, and 4 days before, Teron backs out on me,
Now I'm
bro.
gonna be honest with you. I had no idea that. He told me, he was like, look, I wouldn't go. And I got texts, bro. He's like, I wouldn't go if, because you don't want to, make yourself look bad, and you don't want to make your team look bad because you're not in the position, you don't have the experience. So I said, well, okay then.
That's bad. That's bad advice.
And I got the Texas to prove it. So I said, okay then. I didn't get the right tools that I needed to make the best decision to.
And I'm
go
only
forward.
being super transparent and direct because dude, I see a ton in you, and I care about you.
So if I'd have knew that, I'd have went broke getting on that plane. If I knew you had to.
All you had to do was drive, and I was actually giving you the gas money.
I have a few questions. So talk to me about your current financial situation. Are you living on your own?
I live on my
working
own.
2 jobs?
I live on my own.
How much money
and I
do you
also
need
pay,
to make? How much money do you need to make to survive monthly?
About $5,700.
Okay.
Work 2 jobs and I take care of 2 boys. Actually, I was about to pay for braces right before we came
That's
to set.
awesome. How old are your boys?
15 and 11.
They're watching you. I have a ton of respect though. We could start fresh. Your flight was delayed. You worked out with our team to still come in this morning and get back on a flight back home. You got here, and that says a lot. That really does. You figured it out.
So what do you need in a mentor?
So I would like at least 3 weeks of one-on-one mentorship, and just somebody that hey, this is what it takes now. These are the steps. This is what you have to do, and and just get out of my way really. And I would like to fly.
How are you currently set up? Like Cody was saying, if you were fully committed, you would be out there selling right now. How are you set up? How are you set up to sell?
So my contracts are clear.
Do you have the contracts that to
I
sell?
got contracts
like
with
if
Foresters.
you're walking down the street right now and you saw somebody, you could quote them, you could sell them.
What I've learned in this business over 15 years, every IMO that I've ever looked at, talked to, worked with, colleagues that I have, there's someone successful at every life IMO, every PNC, aggregator, every healthcare FMO. Someone's successful, and then there are some people who are using people or not mentoring people the correct way, or just not showing up as an agent. So it's never about where you are, in my opinion. It's about who you're working with.
If Pritchett gave you leads and said he needs you to make 700 dials on Sunday, what would you say?
I'm dialing. Okay.
Because that's fully committed. Right?
I'm dialing.
You're working out of New York?
No, Atlanta.
You were in Atlanta.
By way of.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're working in the Georgia market. Great market.
Dude, you're good with people, man. Like you really are.
This is your guy, man.
You gotta take advantage of that.
He's got 2 boys too. I mean, before he said he was single, and he was like, "That's good." And I'm like, he needs a wife, and you've got 2.
You got 2 very strong
That's where you were
wives.
going with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
So
I was like, she wanted to get you. She's like, he needs a relationship, man.
But no, the reason why I'm bringing up the single though
Yeah.
is when I'm mentoring someone, and usually my mentorship, like if I have them under my direct mentorship, it's a year commitment to me, and I don't want you in a relationship in that year because I want to be the only voice in your head. Okay. Whenever I'm doing a mentor, it's basically a contract that says, look, this is what you're responsible for. The mentee is responsible for all communication, not the mentor. Okay, the mentee. And the reason why that's important is because I got 100 people pulling at me, right? I got 100 businesses pulling at me, which means for me to notice you, you got to pull harder than they do. Okay, so you should never, in my opinion, you should never blame the mentor for bad communication. You should blame yourself for not harassing that mentor enough to communicate with you. That's the way I handle my mentees.
I also
good.
make
Understand that logic.
all my clients
Do you
commit that
understand
they
that?
do not sign for anything else.
Yeah, I
Do you understand that logic, or
Yeah.
you believe that?
Yeah, I understand that logic. Definitely understand that logic. But like me personally, with this kind of current situation, like I've made the phone calls. I just think that individual has a lot going on. Am I making any sense? Like,
What could you have done better in the relationship?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did everything that I have knowledge to do.
I think your leader can be better. I think we can all be better, and I think you can be better. And I think that's what it comes down to.
I
But
totally
the problem
understand.
is for you to have a fresh slate and like really move forward, it is going to take like accepting responsibility and moving on. You know. It is.
That's what I'm warned with right now, because it seems like, I mean, you've been in the industry for a while, right? A total of 8 years. For someone to have been in the industry that long and not find success, I have to ask, what are you unwilling to see?
Yeah. So
what are you unwilling to, hang on a second, what are you unwilling to look at in yourself and change so that you can do, like I said, there are successful people at every IMO out there, right? And if most people quit after 9 months, but you've been in 8 years, and I've seen a lot of people that just kind of settle and they stay in the same place, they make just enough to get by, but never realize that thing in themselves that they need to change so that they can actually make it to that place. And I'm trying to figure out, are you ready to go ahead and figure that out? Are you ready to say, you know, I'm gonna look at myself and be coachable and actually change something, be willing to hear something I may not like and do something different from this point moving forward?
Yeah, now I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you hit on that because, you know, that's exactly, you know, where I am, you know, now. Like, you know, whatever I have to change in me to make the situation better. But to give you just a little history in that area, you know, my first time going into the business, I lost like 40 grand. I worked for somebody that was crooked. So I took a real big hit. Well, I wrote a ton of business and I got paid on some of the business and I wanted to so I had left the business. I had an active license, but you know, I tried to go through the court system, make a long story short. So that's why I said, you know, I did like 5 consecutive years. And it took me a lot of prayer and thinking like, you know, cause I had like telemarketers, setting lead, I had a whole little operation and I still had to pay them out of my pocket. Then I was married, you know what I'm saying? So it was a real big, like, I'm gonna stand away from this, but I still had an active license. So I quit my job and I went to work for 3 weeks. And after that, you know, I started writing and I was doing great. But my marriage hit a situation where, you know, I had to come off the road and I tried to, you know, go through like marriage counsel to save my marriage. And then when the marriage didn't work, you know, you got to do divorce and assets get dissolved. So I came off the road, which with good wisdom, I should have never done. Right? You should always keep, you know.
Can I stop you?
Go ahead.
Dude, I love you, Robert. You're driving me nuts. Okay?
I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
Dude, I like the guy that you were previously with, by the way. And I think he's a good dude. Just for the record. At some point, you've got to stop blaming outside factors for what is happening. But you keep showing up and coming back, which means you've got a lot of fight in you. And there's a bunch of other stories in the world. Freaking Steve Harvey, a bunch of others, where they just kept showing up and coming back. And then they became the person they are today, right? And several people on here are just the same way.
I think that your biggest problem is your mindset, and that's what's gonna take whoever is the mentor that hopefully you get access to. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of working on yourself and looking in the mirror. And also, you need to start doing a lot of volume and just start working through and continue on the mindset so that you keep showing up to do the activity that's gonna actually make you money. I am not a life and health person, so I think you have way better options here, so for that reason I'm out, but I definitely think you have the fire, and with the right person that's going to help you get out of your own way and not let you use those excuses, I think you show up and do the activity, you would be a different person in a month.
I'll get out of the way really quick too. Number one thing that has changed me as a person as I still evolve is accepting responsibility and blaming myself for every situation in life, no matter how hard that is. So I'm good, I'll let these guys finish up, but dude, I appreciate you showing up. It means a lot. You've got my cell phone, and when you need me, I'll be available. Okay.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, well, 2 things I want to say. Number one, in life, you're either a student or a victim, okay? In every situation, you're either a student or a victim. In some of those situations, you probably were a victim. In some of those situations, you probably were a student. But in every situation, the outcome should always be student. Okay, what did I learn and what will I not repeat? So in that situation, you're good. The other thing is, and this is a personal thing, I don't trust people who constantly say, let me be honest with you. Because it makes it seem like you're dishonest other times, and then you're coming back saying, well, in this situation, let me be honest. And again, it's a personal thing. It's like when people say, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Well, does that mean you were lying to me before? So, I'm not the guy, I'm not equipped to be able to mentor you, but not in what you need on this side. But in life, there are just certain things, your vocabulary and all those things paint a picture. So even with your customers, even with whatever, you want to make sure that that vocabulary represents who you want to be.
Gotcha.
Okay, who you want to be. But just remember, you're either going to be a victim or a student, but at the end of the day, you should always end up being a student.
I receive that.
What's your vision?
It's really good.
Give this everything that I got, to listen to the mentorship, change what I'm about to change, and just really just do the work.
Working like a hamster in a wheel works really hard, right? He doesn't know where he's going. He gets exhausted and he never gets there. So there's a good exercise you can do. And it's basically getting a meditative state, getting some calm, quiet place where there's no distractions, and write down to yourself as if it's 10 years from now. 10 years from now, write down what your day is like, what you're doing, who you're with, who you're spending your time with, what your work is like, what your business, what your investments are, as detailed as possible to the clothes you're wearing, and the way you spend your days and all that. Write them as if they are true right now. So you write it down and say, today I went to the country club and I spoke with all my millionaire friends, and I drove my Ferrari back to blah, 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 or whatever it is. And my wife and I, my new wife that I really love, and our new kids went and did this. So you start getting as detailed as possible about what your dream life is. Write that down. And if you take the time to do it, and even if you work on it, a couple hours a week for a little while, and you get really clear on that, then your brain, when you're not working, when you're not thinking about this, your brain's gonna believe that that's your true future, and your subconscious mind will start reverse engineering the steps between here and there to get there. So if you'll do that, you won't need a mentor. You'll have your own mentor in the back of your head. You'll need someone to show you the system. You'll need some help. You'll need some partners. But you're your own mentor. Understand that. So I wish you luck. I know you can do it. If you'll do stuff like that, you get clear on your vision, then you'll reverse engineer how to get back to what you got to do today and tomorrow, and you'll know. And then when you get right, your mentors will show up. The people you need in your life will show up because your energy will be right to attract them. So work on you. Work on you, do that, know who you are, and it'll all happen. But I'm not gonna be able to go there with you. I'm gonna be around, I'm gonna watch you, I'm gonna see you in the community and all that, and I'm gonna be pulling for you. And but otherwise, I'm out. Good luck.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's all you.
Am I 5?
We left it for you. We know better.
We all knew it was you in the beginning. I mean, so no pressure.
If there is a guy, this is the guy, bro. Like,
yeah.
So Teron, I don't know. I don't know if you're up for it. I hope you are, and I do have an offer for you. Hearing the backstory from Cody, but then seeing that you, like he said, you showed up. You showed up here. You worked through some challenges to be here, and I know that at times there comes those points in our lives where, we've fallen down enough that when we get up the next time, we say, you know what, this time I'm not gonna fall back down, right? At least not in the same way. And I would like to offer, and I wouldn't typically make this offer, because as Dr. Williams was saying, like, I have a whole bunch of other stuff going on. My time is valuable, maybe not as valuable as some of the gentlemen that we were talking about the other day.
Maybe, I don't know, yours is pretty freaking valuable, bro.
Yeah.
But what Dr. Williams was saying, you want to chase your mentor, right? You want to show up, you want to make enough noise and do the right activities that get a mentor's attention, that says, yes, if I invest my time, everyone's time is valuable because we get it once and then it's gone, right? So if I'm going to invest my time, I want to make sure it pays off in dividends, and not just for myself, but dividends for what I'm investing in, right? Like, I don't want to invest in something that's going to, fall to pieces tomorrow. Like, that wasn't a good investment for me or that thing, right? So I would like to offer one-on-one mentorship with me. I would say that for the next 90 days, I will make sure that you have leads and training on the leads to make the type of sales and whatever, and we'll talk about the details about where you are and what you're at. Part of that deal, unlike some other deals that I've made, I want you to give up something for it. So on anything that you sell, we'll work out an app split on that. And I want you to you will have to have a contract, and I do the same thing as Dr. Williams is talking about. If I'm gonna mentor somebody, we have a mentorship contract. You don't show up, you're done. You don't show up like that, and that's a one-time thing. Like, you don't show up, you're done, right? Like, you can be sick and show up and say, hey, I'm sick, can I, take some time off? And you have to be willing to agree to that. And if you do, and you're the kind of person who's been in the industry as long as you have, we can get you the sales. We can get you the income. We can get you to the point where you can start building an agency. But you have to be willing to agree to that, and you have to be willing to allow me to push you to really look at yourself. And those are not always comfortable conversations. Most of the times they're not comfortable conversations. If you're willing to accept those terms, then I think we can do something. I think we can get you to where you want to be.
Well, accept those terms.
Got a deal.
Let's go.
That's a good deal.
Go.
All right, man, let's do this. We got a shot.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was phenomenal. I would love a recording of this.
Appreciate you
I
being
got,
here, bro.
I got thick skin. I love tough criticism that makes you better. So I just really wanted to just hear everything all the information, all the wisdom that was given, so I can apply it like yesterday. I'm gonna scratch that out of my vocabulary.
You know what? Pay attention, because you said it almost every sentence.
Is it adversity when you create your own adversity?
Yeah.
Or is it,
Yeah,
or
but
is
some
it-
people don't know how to get out of that. It's
to
like
me,
cyclical.
it's almost like an arsonist. You can't
But where did
constantly get a credit for putting
That's
out
true.
the fire when you start the fire every time.
But if you're a habitual fire starter though, and then you go, hey, wait, my dad started fires every day, and I grew up in a world where we just start fires all the time, and like
Amen
I thought
to
that
that.
was what we're supposed to do. And then like society comes in and says, don't start fires all the time. You're like, oh, I'm not supposed to start fires?
He's definitely someone that said, like, people told me to do this, this, and this, and I went and did this and this and this, and it didn't end up working out the way I wanted it to.
It was relief on one end, but it's also, I am going to definitely milk this opportunity for all I can get out of it.
I think that's it. I think he hasn't taken the leadership of himself to say, I'm going to figure out the industry. I'm going to judge who my IMO is and these people and this opportunity and that opportunity.
At some point, you got to find a way.
He's coming
I don't
in
care what
asking
it
for
is.
mentorship. So he's looking for someone to hold his hand and carry him through there instead of saying, should you be my mentor? Should you be my mentor? Should you be my mentor?
Mentorship isn't hand-holding.
No.
Mentorship is direction given and can you follow? And that's why it's like you're going to get an opportunity. You better show up.
Yes.
And if you don't, then we're done. Like we don't need to continue to move forward.
The mentors that are soft on people are doing people a disservice.
disservice every
I
single
did
time.
that for years, and I was wrong.